Sir, Dean, CSE sir, and all the deans and the professors for encouraging us to do multiple activities for the development of student community. Our vision and mission is only one thing, making student happy all the time with all the opportunities they should have. With this small message, thank you so much for giving me opportunity, guys. Enjoy this session. Have a round of applause to the panel members, please. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I now request Mr. V.S. Pavan Kumar to grace the dais.
Mr. Pavan Kumar, co-founder of the Society for Human Resource Development and the recruitment manager at Evoke Technologies, brings extensive experience in corporate strategy and HR management. Human resource administration and operations are his strengths. With a strong background in mentoring, coaching, and conducting training sessions and mock interviews for students, he excels in talent development. I request Mr. V.S. Pavan Kumar, founding member SHRD, to address the gathering and also continue the further keynote on the emerging trends in technology.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, everyone. So, having wonderful energy. Yeah. Warm welcome. Thanks to, firstly, Anurag University and the Dean, CSE, and the other respected Deans of Anurag University. And special thanks to Mr. Shankar, who has been coordinating from last few days to make this happen. So I hope all of you are here in the first and second years. That's what I heard. Is that correct? Okay. So how many of you want jobs? Everyone? How many of you wanted to be entrepreneurs? Very few. Okay. So basically to understand what is the difference between job and entrepreneurship. So the industry is now welcoming a lot of enthusiastic young entrepreneurs. Government is giving a lot of initiative. So hope how many of you are going to use your knowledge, use your creativity to become a successful entrepreneur. We are always there to support you. So 2027, what is the vision? So India has a vision of becoming, what is that, economy? So 25 trillion economy or 5 trillion economy? 5 trillion economy by 2025. We are now going to talk about 2027. How it is going to be in 2027? Anyone can guess? Anyone has that vision? 2027. Anyone has that vision? So today we are going to speak about what are the tech trends in 2027 and what are the IT roles those are going to be there in. Thank you. So the current IT roles that will be relevant in 2027 and roles potentially those are going to be a kind of diluted or sunset, and how you carve your path to make it successful yourself in 2027. So talking about tech trends in 2027, first thing is quantum computing. What is that quantum computing? Anyone? Quantum computing. Yeah, by using physical, mathematical cubics. So that is probably the expected change of technology by 2027. So how many of you know are aware of this quantum computing? At least, have you heard about this word, quantum computing? Anyone? So, yeah, as per this report, it is going to be like a $3 billion industry, and it is going to be like removing the existing roles, a few roles which we are going to see in the further slides. And then we are calling about XR, extended reality. Okay, so what is AR? Augmented reality. What is MR? MR. Sorry? What is VR? Okay. So all these are how long they are going to be sustaining? Are they going to be there forever? There should be an advancement, right? Mixing all these AR, MR, and VR, it is going to be the extended reality. So you are going to like you're watching few movies, just like touching, you will feel that. Maybe you might have seen that Robo or other movies, right? So that's where we are going to be talking about. This is the one which is going to be there in the the booming industry in 2027. So you people need to think through, where do you stand? Where do you need to pull up? Where you want it to be? Your professors are going to help you to some extent, but you are the one who should make it. Because after going from here, from the campus, you'll open your phone, you'll start Instagram Reels, or movies, or Facebook. Is that correct? Yes or no? So how many of you have ever thought that 2027 I'm going to complete my graduation, then the technology is going to be like this? Anyone has visualized? Anyone? So we are going to talk about, next is advanced neural networks. What is this advanced neural networks? Have you heard about CNN? Data science? CNN? What is RNN? So CNN, RNN. So human brain, see, our brain functions in multiple ways. So this data science role is going to, like the way it is going to turn out to be without our, like it should act like as a human brain. That's how the technology is going to transform. So multiple instructions, multiple activities a computer can perform. So existing classical computers, classical laptops are going to go. It's all going to be like neural networks, it's all going to be extended reality, it's all going to be data, huge data, blockchain technologies, all those stuff. So Web 1.0, how many of you know what is Web 1.0? What is Web 1.0? Anyone know? It's HTML, what you have worked before, right? And Web 2.0, now which we are using for a few of the like internet sites, the AR, all those stuff. Now, the latest is going to be Web 3.0, which is mainly going to be focusing on the blockchain technologies. How many of you know blockchain technologies? So these are all the keywords, these are all the, maybe the technologies which you are going to be like encountering in your, maybe in your subject, or most of these probably your university is going to have this as the topics for you in the like syllabus. So talking about quantum computing, extended reality, advanced neural networks, or AI, web and blockchain, the lot. But for doing all these things, what is required? What is essential? What is essential? I am expecting answers from you. Please. No energy. You need talent, you need your use to your brain, right? I don't know if you are feeling this as a rocket science. Is this rocket science to understand? Okay. No, then why you are not opening your mouth? In the class also you'll sit like this? Huh? Okay. So, what is movie name of next movie, Prabhas movie? See. How many of you have opened your mouth? This is that. Yeah. So, yeah, now we'll just have a little speak about what the roles that will still be relevant in 2027. Cybersecurity, that is the major, because you might have been looking at a lot of like scams. So some message is going to be coming to your phone. If you click on that phone, that message, your bank balance is vanished, right? So that can be controlled by whom? That is one of the area which is important. And next thing is data. So world is going to revolve around data, complete data. How many students are there in Anurag University? How many are there in the CSE branch? How many are there in the EEE branch? How many are there in the ECE branch? How many are there in the MBA? So what percentage of marks students got these many marks? All this data. World is going to revolve around this data. Even now, if you look at the Amazon sale, how that sale has is been announced. Do you know? The sale of Amazon or Flipkart or any other. Have you ever thought of that? It's all data. Data, the more people who have purchased and the price what they have been at what price they have been purchased. All this data is analyzed through different classification models, regression models. There are a lot of data science techniques. Finally, okay, this is the price of discount can be offered for this particular product, and this is the tenure of the like a sale that can happen for this particular season. That's how this sale are going to be like announced. So the cloud, again, everything is in the cloud. Here we have the roof. On top of that, so cloud, how many understand about cloud? Cloud gives rain. That's it. If there is there are clouds, it's going to rain. Right? Where is your data? Now it is going to be, so you're using Gmail. So you're using, Gmail is offering some cloud storage. Where is it, what is that cloud? Sorry? True? Which stores the data, but where it is going to sit? Where it is? In the cloud? Real cloud? Data centers. Database centers. Maybe data centers. So basically, this is the one like these are the roles which are going to maybe what is it, these roles? What are these roles? Basic IT support roles. See, with the advanced AI tools, there are a lot of routine software development. I still want to work in Java. I still want to work in .NET. I still wanted to work using HTML. I wanted to use VB. See, when we have started our career, it was like a kind of a Fox Pro, Fox Base, Pascal, yeah, COBOL. Now, are we, do we have anywhere seen those tools? Are we finding any tools anywhere in any industry? No. So regular software development process, who are the regular developers, they are going to be vanished. Those roles are going to be vanished. Like the legacy systems managers, like, see, a manager who just wanted to like a kind of a come and sit in the chair. Okay, come. What is the task I have assigned to you? Okay, show me the task. And then, okay, today you complete this. I want a report. Those kind of jobs are going to be no more. When manager, developer, or anyone should be on the ground and they need to have complete knowledge about what is going on and where they stand. So what we need to do? What is the action? You can't even read it, huh? Is it not visible? By heart. Okay. So what did you understand? So what do you need to do? What is stay informed? Your best weapon is knowledge. Okay. I thought you'll say your best weapon is a bomb or missile. Then what next? Skill augmentation. What does that mean? So maybe the fourth one, which is probably where we are here today, maybe you can get guidance from Lakshman, Jitendra, Lavanya, Prashant. We'll see how many of you are going to be continuing with this energy by end of this session. So what is adaptability? What is adaptability?
The ability to adapt towards the environment in the job.
Right. So are you able to adjust to this room temperature? Are you able to adjust to the seating? Are you able to listen to us, focus on us? Yes? Is that adaptability, right? Adapting to the any kind of situation, accepting any kind of situation, right? So this is for you. Knowing that while the IT of 2027 might seem, what is that, intimidating? What does that mean? It's warning or it's alarming, but it is going to give us a lot of opportunities. If you use right tools with the right insights and a pinch of courage. You all know, right? If you want to shout, you'll shout. What is courage? Answering during the interview, not getting nervousness. So, this is the last thing what I wanted to remember. The future isn't set in the stone. We shape it with our actions today. What is the action which you are going to do today? Best actor, best actress, best director, best music director. Is that? Maybe not active, man. Why people, I don't know, why you wanted to be silent. I really huh? They're afraid of me, huh? Are you afraid of me? No, sir. See, they have courage. Chal, okay. So I don't want to take much time off yours. Probably we'll get into the next set of action item. Anyhow, thank you. Okay. Sorry if there are any mistakes because I did try to have that content as much as, but because of my work schedule, I was able to just gather this much information only. Anyhow, thanks for your patience. Thanks for not reacting, responding.
Thank you, sir, for your insights on firstly clearing the main dilemma of what to pursue, jobs or entrepreneurship. And we believe that the market is changing and we believe that deep tech is future. Thank you so much, sir, for the keynote address.
I now take this opportunity to invite Dr. K. Lakshman Kumar to grace the dais.
Dr. K. Lakshman Kumar. Dr. K. Lakshman Kumar is a Senior Director of Talent Acquisition and a global provider of digital engineering solutions that enable business transformation and growth. He is a fellow of the World HR Board in Strategic Human Resource Management, a strategic recruitment analyst, and a recipient of multiple awards, including the 50 most innovative HR tech leaders, and the nationwide award of under 40 industry experts in the talent acquisition field. He is also the member of the reputed Toastmasters International Club.
I now request Ms. Lavanya Valuri to grace the dais.
Ms. Lavanya Valuri, Associate Director HR at Digital Technologies, is a seasoned HR professional specializing in customer relations, communications, mentoring, and Microsoft technologies. She has demonstrated exceptional leadership and a commitment to fostering a positive work environment. Ms. Lavanya is now seeking a new opportunity to leverage her expertise and make a strong contribution in the field of human resources.
I request Mr. M. Prashant Kumar to grace the dais.
Mr. M. Prashant Kumar, Group Project Manager at Infosys, is a result-oriented IT delivery leader with over 20 years of experience. He has led accounts program for driving successful digital transformation and managed several delivery for customers in multiple geographies.
I request Mr. Jitendra Vanga to grace the dais.
Mr. Jitendra Vanga is a graduate of IIM Raipur, currently working as the Associate Director of HR at Evoke Technologies. He is an expert in HR business partnering, strategic HR operations, and resource optimization. He has successfully collaborated with multiple stakeholders to align HR strategies with business objectives. Throughout his career, he embraced new challenges and consistently delivered exceptional results in the growth of Evoke Technologies. He is also the recipient of the CEO Award issued by the Evoke Technologies in December 2021.
I also request Mr. Pavan Kumar sir to join the panel discussion.
Thank you, guests, for gracing the event. Without any further ado, let's kickstart the most awaited panel discussion. I now hand over the stage to Dr. K. Lakshman Kumar to proceed with discussion. Sir, the mic is all yours.
All right. Very good afternoon. We are still afternoon or morning? Morning, all right. Okay. I'm recovering from my bad throat. In case if you don't hear, please bear with me. All right. From last 1 hour, I see many of you are confused, right? What is this AML? What is this VR? What is this QR? Chill. We will just learn as it comes. Myself, Dr. Lakshman Kodupaka. I'm working for Sutherland as one of the senior director, where I manage the India and US talent acquisition for all the digital engineering business. 20 years ago, I was like you, sitting on the last. I never used to sit in the first benches. I started sitting in the first benches after I took up the job. So what I used to see always is somebody will come, somebody will tell, and will go. So that was all our perception in the college life, right? But market is evolving, market is changing. 20 years ago, how the market is versus now how we are. We are in the competitive world. So we don't have the luxury, unfortunately, like the days how we were in the past. So you need to be in the competitive world. So what it really requires for you to be in the competitive world? As one of my earliest slide talked about being adaptable. I would rather say you need to be agile. That means you need to get into a shape of any, like if you're in this water bottle or you're in the glass, you need to take up that shape and start adapting to that situation. That will make you more flexible and more employable. Today I see, again, I'll just correlate my example. When I passed out my uh, intermediate, to get a engineering seat, we used to almost struggle a lot. And if you want to really get an engineering seat, you should get around 8, 9,000 rank. Below 10,000 only you'll get a rank. Now I'm not sure what is the rank we are getting. So there are only one options. Either you need to get that rank or go and sit in a long term, spend 1 year, 2 years, and after that you become an engineer. And the supply and demand is in the similar phase at the time. But what has changed now is there are lot of opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities. Only thing is you need to go and tap them. Okay? I think we'll talk more as we get into the discussion. And I leave it to the phone.
Welcome once again. Thank you all for being here. So, how many of you know companies like Infosys, TCS, Techem? Everyone know. How many of you know Tower Digital, Sutherland, Evoke Technologies? None of you. Very few. Okay. So now, this question starts open for the all. Like, as a campus graduate, is it like required like the world monolithic? They should stick to the giants companies, or they should look at the career at the startup or mid-sized companies? Probably I would like to uh, have this question open to everyone. Maybe either Prashant can start.
Okay. A very interesting question, and that too in the current times when the startup culture is, really growing in India, especially, right? Whether you want to go into a startup or into a very established organization, right? A startup will really give you a very wide range of work topics because you will not have, a 10-member team where one of them will be doing a little bit of coding, let's say, another person is doing a testing, another person is being slightly doing a team leader role, another is a manager, etc. All that. So you have to wear multiple hats, right? In a startup, you have to be fully self-learning. Okay, there is nobody who will tell me you have to go through this course. But when it comes to an established organization, there is a structure. Okay, there is it's an institution again, where you will have structured learning process. There will be mentorship, but at the same time, you will be probably confined to a role to begin with. Okay, you will not have the opportunity to wear multiple hats. So which way to go? Purely a personal decision, or maybe depending on the opportunity that you get. But as Lakshman sir was earlier mentioning, you have to be like water. If you got an opportunity to get into, let's say, a startup, right? You have to fit into that environment. And if you have an opportunity to get into a bigger organization, an established organization, again, fit into that. The key is adaptability. Again, those are the key words. We will keep repeating them probably all through this discussion. There is no one size fits all. There is no one single right or wrong answer here. But it depends on the personality. Okay, if you are completely self-motivated, you can learn all by yourself. You can really work very, very hard. You're okay to take some risks. Startup, go for it. Okay, but if you want some mentorship, you want a structured programming, the established organizations is the way forward. But it's not that, once you get in, you're stuck there, right? You can always switch whenever you have new opportunities coming in. That's my take.
Yeah, just wanted to add my personal experience towards startup and larger organization. When I was switching my first job, I had an offer from a very big organization, and then I had an offer from Evoke, which is like more or less like a startup. Okay, we were 60 people back then in Evoke, and I had to choose. Okay, should I get into a 1,000 people company or should I get into a 60 people company? And somehow my instinct told me that I wanted to get exposed to more challenges. I wanted to face, I felt little bit risk, but I wanted to face the challenges and overcome those challenges. I think that instinct helped me to take the decision, and I took Evoke opportunity, and I told myself that I wanted to be part of this organization in making it big. Okay, I wanted to have my own story. So now we are 1,400 people. I'm still with Evoke. So from 60 people to 1,400 people. I'm not saying it is good or bad. It is just that you have to embrace whatever challenges, whatever decisions you make, and then you move forward. And then if you have to change your strategy, you have to change your strategy. I think that's my personal experience, guys. I don't know if anybody wants to add.
It's simple. Somebody who want to still continue to be in this comfort zone, be cozy and all, definitely go for bigger organizations because you will have somebody to support you there. But somebody who's interested to take challenges, start by themselves, learn more, be flexible, definitely startups are the opportunities for you to take it up.
The job is it? Yeah, an employment is an employment. How it is going to make the difference? If it is a startup or if it is a like established company. It's all your performance, right? But this myth of, probably like there are a lot of parents who, the neighbors, hey, my son has joined Infosys. Hey, my son has joined TCS. My daughter has joined Oracle. If I say that my son has joined a startup, what is the startup? Will they be able to understand? They don't understand. You have to educate them. See, some parents, they force, even though if the student has multiple offers, if he goes back and tell, to discuss with their parents, Dad, Mom, I have this offer from Infosys, I have this offer from a startup company, So I wanted to join this startup company. Parents say that, no, 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 join Infosys. It's all your like convincing or what you wanted to see. If something happens in Infosys, they'll not be able to save you. If something happens in startup, they'll not be able to save you. But it's all who you can save yourself or you can perform yourself. It's not just saving, or you can showcase your talent. Here, you speak about talent. Convince your parents. Mom, I can do this. Dad, I can do this. I am getting more visibility. Okay, if I join Infosys also, I'll get more visibility. I'll join there. If I join a startup, I'm going to get more visibility. I'll join. It's all you are the one who is the decision maker for yourself. Remember this. Okay? Okay. So I don't know how much you are able to understand this. Yeah, we'll pass on to this next question. So yeah, probably the next. Which one is better from after campus? Is it entrepreneurship or employment? Which one is better? Probably Lakshman may throw a light on this.
All right. This is again, entrepreneurship is very close to my heart. But again, to attain or sustain or to understand what entrepreneurship is all about, you also need to get into employment. If you get into entrepreneurship straight away, you are only doing what you know. Whatever you have acquired in your academia or through your mentorship, you'll go. But if you get that employment, you understand the holistic picture, like how an organization typically runs. So that is where whenever you're choosing a company, right, especially the startup or the enterprise companies, like all the big ones, when you're in the big ones, you get to understand how the process really works. When you're in an entrepreneurship, you get yourself, you make your hands dirty and you get into everything. So it is really difficult for you to go when you are not having a right mentor or when you are not having a right direction. So my personal choice or my personal preference is start with employment. Pick up your employment of your choice. Understand what your goals or KPIs, where you want to really excel. And from there, plan your entrepreneurship. Again, I'm sure most of you agree with me. You are in a Generation Z. How many of you understand what is Generation Z? Okay, answer please.
Gen, Gen Z is, right now, we consider Gen Z the people born between 2000 to 2005.
Okay, good. So, how this Gen Z is different from the earlier generations? Like, I'm into, like I would say, Gen Y or Millennial. My parents' group is about Gen X. So, we talk about three revolutions. Okay, one was the initial revolution, was the Industrial Revolution. That means your parents' age group. When your parents started job, they had only one job, and that was a government job. You struggle hard, you write exams to get that job, and you actually enable yourself to continue that job. And then came the technology revolution. Like us, when we came, we had a backup from the family and we were trying to do the job what we have, and we were trying to go for better career prospects as we learn, as we scale up. That could be growth, that could be money, that could be various reasons. And now you are in a social revolution. So people like you have the backup from the parents, have the backup from the grandparents also. For you, job is just a choice. Most of your job is just a passion, not a livelihood where you really make it for a broad earning. So it doesn't mean that you sit idle. Your thoughts are completely different. When I did the talent management from the previous organizations also, any strategy I do, I keep the Gen Z also in mind. If I expect you to work and sit in office for 8 hours or 9 hours, all 5 days, I can't run because your thoughts are different. we are saying one side, I want an entrepreneur mindset, but are the strategies in line with the entrepreneur mindset? So as an organization, as a college also, you need to adopt your thought process or education towards this new generation. It could be your teaching aids, it could be your methodologies, or it could be your even the interview process. Uh, Earlier, in fact, when we were trying to interview candidates, we used to have a lengthy process. I'm not sure how many companies are still following it, but nowadays we cut down this to two-step process. One is I put a hackathon, and second thing is I simply say I'll take a HR interview or a leadership interview. Because I am seeing in that 1 hour of time, you are putting your all thought process, you are putting your listening skills, you are putting your technology, you are putting your algorithm, will get everything in that 1 hour. So that means you have only, that is good and bad, because in that 1 hour of time, you need to showcase your potential. It is like you run on a ramp for a fashion show. Out of the 100 people, who is the person who is showing that extra talent, right? So that is that much difficult it is. So I would rather say entrepreneurship is again a choice since you have a background. Somebody who already has that base of family business, you can always run. But I strongly prefer you start an employment, be it could be 2 years or 3 years, understand where you want to pick up, and from there move on.
Anyone else?
I think I completely agree with Lakshman. Like again, I prefer to talk about my personal experience more. So again, I passed out my engineering in 2005, and then from 2005 to 2006, 2007, because while I was doing my engineering, I wanted to become an entrepreneur. I never thought of doing a job at all. So I've put my heart and soul into entrepreneurship, tried 2, 3 areas, nothing worked out, and again eventually got into a job and then settled in job. Maybe in future I will definitely explore entrepreneurial opportunities. But then again, when I think somebody asked to raise hands who wants to become entrepreneurs here, I think I saw a few hands raising. Um, I think if you want to really become an entrepreneur, you need to have a solid problem in hand which you are solving. If you are solving a problem and you have some backup from the family who's supporting you financially, or you have some family business which you wanted to move, take it forward, I think those cases can absolutely try. But otherwise, like Lakshman said, you get into employment, you understand nitty-gritties of it, you understand the challenges, you understand how you can overcome those challenges, and then maybe slowly you can get into that entrepreneurship. Um, I think that will definitely help, guys. Yeah.
Fully agree with both the co-panelists. I'll also tell a personal story, not mine, but one of my cousins. Okay, so he started with a startup. Okay, in Bangalore, he wanted to do something with respect to the solar energy. He tried for 2 years, right after his MBA or so. He failed. Okay, 2 years of struggle, he failed, but if you ask him, his answer will be that's his best learning. He learned a lot in those 2 years, and he did his further another master's, okay, and now he landed in a job in Microsoft. So it's not his engineering, it's not his first master's degree, it was his 2 years of trying to get a company up and running. Okay, getting into a job is a different thing, but trying to set up your own companies, try to sell an idea to somebody, try to get some funding. He had no backing, by the way, okay? He doesn't have a millionaire father. But he tried to do that, and I'm really proud of him that he tried, which I or some of my family members couldn't do it, but that is a super learning. So as Lakshman sir was mentioning, a job is not an immediate necessity for you. It depends on your family background as well, it doesn't fit for everybody. And if you want to go into a startup, just go for it. You need to have a solid idea, definitely, a solid problem that you're going to solve. It's not a might be problem. And try to find some right partners, a mentor, and then give it a try. It may work, it may not work. It's never the end of the road. Opportunities will always be there. Thank you.
Thank you. So Yeah, here there is a survey report. The survey form is Leadership IQ. There is a survey form. So that survey results are like this. Only 11% of hires from the campus failed due to inadequate hard skills. 11% of campus hires fail due to inadequate hard skills. And whether up to 30% fail due to inability of accept the criticism. This is a survey. And at 22% because of they are unable to manage the emotions. So the last 20% are due to misalignment of motivation. So 11% due to inadequate hard skills, and 30% due to inability of accepting criticism, and 22% due to inability of manage emotions, and 20% misalignment of motivations. So according to you, what are the top two reasons for this new hires potentially is not getting into real performance, and what they need to avoid to let not face this kind of situations? You understood? Yeah, it's a hard skill. The first thing is it's inadequate of hard skills. Inadequate of hard skills. Second thing is inability to accept criticism. So a manager shouts, "You're not performing well." No, I am doing very good. I can't accept. I will resign. So inability of manage emotions. Hey, I am unable to bear this home at I am unable to bear the other colleagues. There are some emotional attachments, all. So I don't want to, I cannot, 22% failed because of that. And 20% misalignment of motivation. Okay, my manager is not encouraging me, my manager is not giving me promotion, I'm not getting recognized. So it's kind of hard skills, accepting criticism, managing emotions, and motivation.
All right. I think this is one input. I was told that university also takes the inputs from the corporates, right? So we are always busy in chasing what technology is coming, but we forget the fundamental thing is, are we really managing the mental health, the emotional well-being? Because I see many people, again it will be disheartening if I see somebody last month, I think. One student was late to the exam by a minute and he was not permitted in the entrance, and that person committed suicide. So at that moment, you need to be very emotionally strong. One is, it's unfortunate thing that the person couldn't make it up, but these kind of things you continuously get in your future. You are a student, you are a faculty, you are an employee, or you're HR. Everybody need to manage your emotions. So how do we really get that? So first thing is, world is not just ending with one opportunity. Okay? You need to make that every interview is a opportunity. It's not a life. It's an opportunity. So when you get the opportunity, are you giving your best to understand what is needed? So you need to have your path very clear. It's not like I take up 6 interviews just because my placement officers give me 6 interviews, I'll try all of them. No. Are you very clear? When your why is clear, you will make effort towards that. So from my perspective, your emotional intelligence starts from home and then the college. So your college, when you say, I am getting into a class or I am teaching a class. So if I was into the teaching side or if I was in the professional side, my class means, what does really a class means is, I really put the culture first, and then the leadership, and then the attitude. The fourth or S would be your systems or structure, whatever you call. And last one is sustainable. How agile are you to manage into any environment? So you came up from college. In my view, 10 plus 2 is nothing but a school. So the actual college life starts in BTech second year. First year also you still have that thought process. By the time you enjoy your college life, third year comes and the placement pressure comes. You don't get time to transform yourself. So that was one of the reason I was asking one of the student about, he was talking about NSS. The similar way, we have lot of programs. So Toastmasters is one of the program. I'm not sure if your college is part of it. If you are not part of it, you should be. And I encourage every student to go and participate. It gets a lot of leadership in you. And the other important leadership development is NCC. Most of us have a different perspective, like somebody who wants to join army will go and all. No, it actually gets the best out of you. I'm an NCC student, I proudly say. I passed out in 2002. Say, you might have the best in the world, but when you go and be part of that camp, first thing what it taught me was unity in diversity. Irrespective of whatever the financial background you have or whatever you have, when you are part of that particular troop, you are one among them. Same way it goes in the organization. When you are part of the organization, whatever background you have, you need to perform. And you need to manage your emotions. And you need to understand the circumstances. Same way, I don't repeat the same thing that failure is the stepping stone and all that. No. You need to learn from failures. What has taught me? Today I failed an interview. What is that I'm taking back from that opportunity which I lost? You need to make effort towards improvising yourself. You can commit mistakes, you can make mistakes, but what is that you have learning from the mistakes? And if you are repeating the same mistake, then it is fundamentally something wrong. We can make mistakes because we are human beings, end of the day. Even robo make mistakes. But are we really learning from that mistakes? And just to an extension what Pawan said, even statistics say hardly 30% of the engineering grads who are coming out are employable. That is even more alarming. And India produces the highest number of engineers across the world. When we are producing so many engineers and we are not able to give that employability, I think that is where our curriculum needs to be relooked. Our way of methodology of teaching should be looked at. But glad you are in a university where you have a privilege to correct and course correct what the industry needs. But there are many universities, I don't want to mention the names, they're still standing in the same old subject. If I was learning something, a subject called a COBOL, which will never be useful in my life, what is the point in learning the technology? So those are the things I think from the technology standpoint, I think we are already evolving, but from the inner engineering perspective of the individual, I think we need to be, as an individual, especially the faculty should start helping them on improving their mental health. Are we really enough understanding yourself? And the other important thing is you need to choose a mentor in your life. In your college days or your official life or your personal life, you need to have somebody who can help you, guide you, and enable you.
Okay. So adding to Lakshman, yes, emotional well-being is much more important and needed for us, especially you guys when you start going to get graduated and get into industry. It is really important. When you actually get into industry, you need to know what you want to do, where you want to go. As we were already discussing employment and entrepreneurship, it's us who needs to know and understand what exactly we want. If we want to get, I have seen a lot of campus grads. I've been doing off-campus and campus interviews as well. I've seen a lot of fresh grads coming up saying, "Ma'am, I want to do only this." They are not flexible. So you will have to know what you want to do when you really want to step into the industry. Otherwise, you will not be able to move forward. You should be flexible if you are not clear, so that you can adapt to what is coming your way and understand and move accordingly where you want to go. You will have to, create your own path. You will have to move according to the industry. Get adapted, upgrade, upskill yourself. But be flexible when you're starting your career. That is also important for you.
I think adding to Lavanya's comments, how many of you know that Evoke visited Anurag for campus hiring last year? Okay. So we were here last year. We've, I think, offered 17 people. I think eventually 7 people joined. So I think I'll tell the phase by phase. What is the different psychological problems or the students generally face? So when Evoke came, Evoke, if I have to compare like Prashant from Infosys, okay, Jitendra from Evoke. So Infosys people will recognize and Evoke people might not recognize probably. Okay, I think most of the people, they have attended interviews, they have selected, but I think, I remember placement officer called me. Initially, I think only 13 or 14 people accepted the offer. The 4 people didn't accepted the offer. Then we were like, okay, and we were doing other campus interviews. And after 2 months, placement officer called me and said, no, other 4 people also, want to accept the offer. By then we've moved on and then we've offered so many other people, so we were not accepting, okay? Reason being brand, okay? Rather I was, wherever I was going, I was telling, you definitely have a choice to join a brand or you have a choice to build a brand. So I chose Evoke to build a brand, and then I am also recommending all of you, okay, whatever comes in you, I take it, okay? If Infosys comes, take it. If Evoke comes or if some other company, you take it, be flexible like all the leaders said. Okay, and the other thing, the challenge is after we've taken the students in-house, and we've had 6 months of internship training, and then we were allocating technologies in the organization. So we were allocating them to different technologies. So everybody wants to get into data science. I can't have 90 people trained on data science because we provide different services. So people who were not mapped to data science were disappointed. They were like very demotivated. And then a few people could not focus and perform whatever they have to. So I think don't get into that kind of psychological problems. If not today, after 2 years you can get into data science. Our technology will emerge anyways, like Pawan was mentioning about a lot of emerging technologies by 2027. By 2030 you will have few more other technologies. So you have to adapt, change, and be open for anything and everything and take it on your stride, work towards it. I think that's the comment I can, suggestion I can give you guys.
Do you have time? Can I start? Okay, all right. Just back to the original question, right? So I'll touch upon again the emotional quotient, okay? Especially Gen Z, I am concerned, many HRs are concerned. I manage a team of 350 people in Infosys, okay? I have a large team. Last 3-4 years, and COVID also played a part in this, we are seeing a lot of psychological issues in my team members, the new people who have come in, right? It might be due to that, again, going back to what Lakshmana said earlier, you had the privilege, you had the backing, you probably have not gone through some troubles in your life before, so you're psychologically not super strong or not very flexible. So even small issues, or maybe small to people of my age or my elders may think small, it's big for you. And because you are in your first and second years of engineering, and sir, my request is please also see how you can make the students psychologically strong. Because even smaller things, and I'm saying this based on my experience, and I'm using these words very responsibly, okay? Even very small issues like a breakup is really causing a lot of problem for my team members directly. And I keep talking to my HR teams as well, and this has become very common these days, okay? When I say psychological issues, I'm talking about really depression, okay? I never heard of depression when I was studying engineering or joined, okay? Now, depression is a very common word. And of course, it's also being misused, okay? So guys, please do not be fragile mentally, okay? There will be problems in life. There is nobody without any problems. Even millionaires have problems. They probably have more problems than you, believe me, okay? The problem set is different, that's all, okay? So be very mentally strong. Before you get into a job, or when you are into the job, you will come across different types of people. You need to work along with them. So that is where the criticism, the other topic has come in. You have to accept criticism. Take it in a positive way. You don't need to accept every feedback that comes your way, but you have to accept criticism. And you learn whatever you have to learn from it, and you have to ignore others. Okay, you have to work in a team. That is another point which we see. There's usually fallouts between the team members. We see it more these days. Again, because of a generation change. Okay, so all the three topics that Pawan sir has mentioned are really, really important. Because you are in first year, second year, I suggest you please focus on your psychological aspect, along with your academics, learning some technical skills, etc.
Even probably it should be an initiative from the college to focus on their mental well-being. Okay, so yeah, because we know, like, we have come from all those phases, so we need to, like, because the generation where we have come from are different, but now these generations, the reaction, like the way they react are very fast and very, like, even we can't even imagine sometimes. Okay, yeah, right. So now there is again a typical question, probably the same. There is a firm by name GWI. So they did a research again. So 35% of the students' time is going in the online social media platforms. So what is that advice each one of you can give? Because, yeah, even we are using social media for hiring. So now, is it like kind of a boon, or shall we, how we restrict or how we utilize?
I'm sure it's one of the interested topics for many of the youngsters. So how many of you have Insta accounts?
I should ask who don't have, you should ask. You don't have. Okay, very good.
Oh, acha. Yeah, that should be a question. I mean, it's nice to see. Why don't you have one?
I think she should have Snapchat.
Yeah, somebody has raised the hand for
You
saying
don't have Instagram, you said, right? Okay, so I'm asking you using Snapchat.
No, sir. I don't
Okay.
use any social media platforms. I use only WhatsApp.
Oh, that's also a social media.
It is not totally for the managing of PDFs and all other.
So WhatsApp is no longer a social media channel. No?
It's Meta.
Okay.
I think there was a movie recently, I think Anupama Parmeshwaran. So they stopped using, what is that movie name?
18 pages.
18 pages, yeah.
Okay. So how do we really take it up? So the reason why I was talking this topic about Gen Z, right? So Gen Z is no longer interested, I'm making this statement bluntly, in reading books like us, in writing notes. When I say reading books, not their academic books, you don't have a choice. But if you ask me to read a story book, how many of them are really interested? maybe 10%, 20%, 30%. So our thought process, most of them like visually. We want something visually. We want something video so that we pay attention. And the most important thing is today our brain is adapted in such a way that you don't even have time to view more than 5 minutes also. Earlier we used to watch films in the YouTube. Now short films came in. Now shorts came in. So that means our ability to view also has come down. Even in these shots of 1 minute, there are people who scroll like my daughter. She don't even look at that 1 minute. She scrolls 15 seconds and see what is really needed. The same way, social media. I don't watch TV at all. I watch movies, but I don't watch TV. But how do I get updated on the news is through Instagram. Because when I get the updates from the channel I follow, I get what is relevant. And these social media platforms are built so intelligently with AI base. The moment you pick up one topic, you see this video, and the next video will be in the similar way. So that means it reads your mind. When you go to Amazon and you shop and you realize that I don't have budget and you shop in halfway, the same ad will reflect in Facebook, the same ad will reflect in Instagram. So that it is built in such a way that it actually ignites you. So social media is good, you can acquire. At the same time, you also need to know what is the purpose you are using for. And you also need to draw a line. How many of you know what is the lifespan of a dog? One answer. 20 years, roughly. 15, 20 years. 12 years. Okay. Tortoise? Why? Why 100 years? Because when you take breathing, right, dog takes very fast breath. That means it runs very fast life. Tortoise, it knows when to pick up, when to move fast, when to move slow. The same way, the faster you run in the life, sometimes you don't have anything in the life. There is no purpose in the life. Today we have gone into such a worse situation where we are paying money and going into a rehabilitation center or a yoga center, putting your own private personal like putting your phone in some box and sitting idle, you are paying thousands and lakhs of rupees. So we have gone that worse situation life. Rather, you create your life. I'm seeing other important thing for youngsters. Many of them are not even sleeping before 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. Some of them even have global friends and global problems. They are up till 4 o'clock and the first thing they wake up is 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. So you're deteriorating your health. Okay. Use your media or any channel for that matter diligently. Put a cut-off time for yourself. You want to enjoy, you want to spend time, 1 hour, 1.5 hours, not beyond that. And within the social media also there are many platforms which will help you to learn. And the same that I talked about development, I talked about leadership, I talked about even the cooking. Anything you can explore, but only thing is you need to know how to use it. We can use it for our constructing our personality or distracting the personality. So I would not say it is good or a boom or a ban or a bad. It is all depending upon the personality of the individual who really use it.
Okay, yeah. You cannot avoid social media. Definitely, right? Yeah, there are going to be more and more apps on your mobiles in future, no doubt in that. Okay? And many of them will be more and more attractive in future because somebody is getting paid to actually make it that way. So expect more social media apps, but it is always about the balance and how to actually, how you use it. All right? Just think about the way Mr. Modi uses Twitter or a Facebook. Right? How many of you know Twitter? X, basically, yeah, probably, yeah. I still call it Twitter. The reason I brought it up is during hiring, the companies also look at the social media profiles of people, okay? May not be Facebook. Facebook is all false. You don't put anything true there, right, most of the times, okay? Right? But when you give your Facebook IDs or LinkedIn IDs or others, they will try to find a kind of a profiling, okay? What kind of characteristics that you actually show on social media. Some of us, most of us may use it only for fun, but some of us also try to be more active. It can be politically, or it can be, you know, some slightly motivated messages, etc. All that, whom you follow, etc. Those are also will be watched carefully. Please understand that. Okay. So while you have to be responsibly using your social media as well, unless you use a fake account. Okay. As Lakshman sir mentioned, you have to draw a line. Okay, only you can decide where that line is. Is it 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning, or is it 10 o'clock in the night? Okay, you have to decide yourself. But also be careful, because the few HRs are also watching that. Okay, when you go in for a job opportunities. Okay, so be careful when you use it.
We are not promoting Modi. It's just took an example.
I just forgot to add one point. There are companies, there are some partners who also do social profiling. That means when I'm trying to hire you, also look at the social platforms, and I also get a social score. Many of them don't know. Like, we like some political post, we like we we like some racism post, or we share some thoughts which are of not normal in nature, or it could be some feminism, or it could be some kind of a different ideology. When an individual recruiter also tries to look at hiring an individual, we also look at what all the platforms you are there. So one such immediate thing which we have access is LinkedIn. I'm sure most of you are aware what is LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, it started as a network platform, and today it is giving a lot of job opportunities. A lot of passive talent is built there. And even by the time you come in second year, third year, I suggest everybody should have a LinkedIn account. And you should start following your dream companies. And don't hesitate to add some people, don't hesitate to share an article. That is a first-hand source where your visibility is there. Okay?
You want to add? Yeah, you can see that. The social media, talking about like, see, we do use. So whenever we wanted to hire some leadership roles or some other roles, what we use is predominantly the LinkedIn. So from the LinkedIn, like we reach out to them. Maybe may not be for the like campus grads, but for the leadership we use. But we always look at whether anyone from the campus, when we hire them, do they have created any LinkedIn profile, or they wanted to be there in the social media like LinkedIn professional networks, because that gives us like a note that, okay, this person is aware of this kind of networks, and he has at least he or she knows some of these things. Okay? So, yeah. Yeah. We'll just a couple of questions and we'll open the floor. Okay, so this a specific question, probably this is for Prashant. So there's a company by the name Goldman Sachs. You know, right, Goldman Sachs? Okay. So it has a survey, like 2/3 of current jobs, 2/3 of current jobs are exposed to some degree of AI automation and generative AI, Gen AI like LLMs, large language models, and they will substitute 25% of workforce. That is 2/3 of this AI technology, Gen AI, which is going to remove that 25% of traditional jobs. So what do you think? Is this AI is really going to cut down the jobs of traditional jobs? Are going to replace the workforce? So if that shouldn't happen, what these campus grads should know before they pass out?
Before I answer, I would just like to understand how many of you have heard of these terms AI, or are you following the news that, jobs will be gone? You are aware? Are you worried? Or you're okay? You are worried? Why are you worried? I'm confused of that. Why are you worried?
So I don't know if everyone's aware of this, but it's very recent.
Sorry, who is talking? Okay, all right, yeah.
So it's very recent. I hope you guys have heard about Devin AI. Is the
I'm going to talk about that.
Yes. That was what I was going to talk about. But yeah, it is. But it can code end-to-end applications. It can help you decode your problems and etc.
Yes.
It's what we currently have right now. It's 13% more efficient. Previously it was 1.9. Now it's 13.6%. So that's like a scary thing, and it's progressing very, very fast. And by the time we graduate, I don't know what's the scope, but it is very scary for us indeed.
I'm really glad you know about it, okay? Very good, okay. Anybody else? Anybody else who is following the news on AI? Okay. So I'll give you an example, okay? So earlier, many, many years ago, we used to have rickshaws that you have to cycle and then take, right? The purpose of the rickshaw is to take some people from point A to point B. And then when autos came, it also does the same thing, correct? And then came the cars. Rapidos, all of them, right? So the purpose is still the same, taking people from point A to point B. But if the rickshaw driver doesn't learn how to learn auto, or later a taxi, the skills are different here, okay? You should not pedal an auto, right? You shouldn't pedal a car. You have to learn how to ride a car. If you do not adapt yourself, then that job is gone. Definitely that job is gone, okay? But there are new jobs that come in, or in a different format, in a different form. So as one of your friends is rightly mentioning, there is Devon, that's the latest development, but already there is something that the industry using to generate code, okay? So it's called a GitHub Copilot. There are a few other competitors for that. Code Whisperer by Amazon, they write code, okay? So no longer we need to write the full code by ourselves. I'm using that in my team already. That will give a lot of productivity. But what we are seeing, I'll talk about current, and then I'll talk about 2-3 years from now, what my view is. No longer you need the very base skills, and then you can survive as a software engineer, because there is another software tool that's right with you. We call it as pair programming earlier. Now that pair you have is an AI tool, okay? It can actually write the code for you. Right now, it will not give 100% results, but probably 3 years, 4 years from now, it may get very close to it, okay? But the skill that we're looking for going forward is how do we actually use that tool? Because the tool cannot do all by itself. It's not just about coding. Coding in a whole, where you're deploying an application, developing it, or a package is only 40% or 35% of it. Please understand. Writing code is only 35-40% of it. There is a lot that goes before and after. Right from understanding what is the problem to defining a software design out of it, and then doing a coding, and then there is testing, and then there is how to integrate different systems. So there is a lot that happens before and after. So this coding is where these tools are coming in now, primarily. Okay, I'm talking about this GitHub Copilot or the Devon right now. Okay, Devon will mature very, very fast. That's a prediction. So what are the skills that we'll be looking for? Is we'll be solving bigger problems in lesser time. Okay, because the standard coding will already be written. We'll be looking at developers who will have expertise in how to use this tool, how to improve the code that is given by the tool to make sure it is actually pertinent to the problem. Now, what do you need to do for that? You need to have your eyes and ears open. Whenever you have these kind of platforms that come out in the market, whenever you get a first chance, first opportunity, please explore them. Learnability is going to be the biggest factor. You may be learning C programming today in your first year, am I correct? Yeah, and maybe a Java or .NET, etc. All that will be written by, I can get a GitHub Copilot write it automatically. 2 years later, it will be even much better, okay, when it gives results. But it's all about how you can actually make it right. There are new roles that got created because of IT right now. Okay, they are called prompt engineers, etc., who will actually use these tools very well. So please, I'm sure your professors, your university will watch this very carefully, and then make sure include those in your programs. Some of these are available for free in the market. Some of these come in with a very small cost. But it is all about how you keep yourself up to date and keep learning, so that you don't stay as a rickshaw puller who doesn't have a job, but you upgrade yourself to a taxi driver or maybe an air taxi in future. Correct? So there is nothing to worry. You can smile. There will be jobs, but the jobs will be different. All the mundane work will go away, no doubt in it. Okay, first impacted industry would be BPO primarily, where repeated work gets done. All of that will be gone very soon.
You have to be more creative, more innovative, and yeah, you're all safe.
Thank you. So last but one question. Probably if you have to hire these grads from this college or any other college, what portion of technology or technical skills you would look at it, and what portion of other skills like soft skills you would look at it to hire? So probably some companies, they are like as per the students, they feel that I'm good at technical. I'm 99%. I have that 99 percentage. I am definitely going to get hired. So is that correct? It's not just technology. It's also the other soft skills are so important. And what portion that, in case if you wanted to hire from each one of you, from your company perspective, what is that percentage of technology skills and then other soft skills you would be looking at it?
I would rather give weightage for the most soft skills per se, because that's something which is inbuilt. It's you. That is where you project yourself. Technical skills, I can train you. I don't have a problem. I have my trainers who can train you. I can train you guys when it comes to technical skills. But it's equally important for every individual to be strong, behavioral, cultural. These are all something which you will have to match or fit to the organization. So as we were already discussing, emotional well-being is much important. You should be able to accept criticism, adapt to the change. So these are all very, very important. So if you ask me, I would definitely give equal importance to both technical skills and cultural or the soft skills. But more, yes, something which I can't teach is where I would look one to have or be more into it, because technically I can train you. As far as you are all adaptive to the changes, I'm absolutely fine to train you, but inbuilt is something which you should get it with you. Anyone else?
I echo with Lavanya. Sir, technology is something we can always enable you because technology keeps evolving. What is that you need to have is your basic thought process. Whether the individual has the potential to learn. So agility is more important. And most important thing is your ability to write. Say anything for the matter. You should have a good problem solving skills if you ask me. And communication, again, I don't look at an accent or an English, or, as long as you have the ability to communicate in a language where the other person understands, able to perceive, I think that is good enough. So overall, attitude is very important. When I say attitude is your skill, behavior, your thought process, that plays a vital role in identifying a person to me. Thank you.
I think, yeah. So, generally when we go to campus drives, the process we follow is we will have a written test where we will assess your analytical ability, and then we will have group discussions where we will assess um, your communication skills, your interpersonal skills. At the same time, we give topics. Last time when we were in Anurag, we were giving digitalization, India moving towards digitalization. Okay, any relevant topic. I think being relevant, understanding what is happening around the world is very important, and putting your thought process, okay, and see how you can solve certain problems. That you'll be able to develop that solving problem, thought process. I think predominantly, like Lavanya and Lakshman said, technical skills is 20-25 percentage, but 70 percentage use your thought process, problem solving skills, analytical ability. I think communication skills, all these things, I think combinedly you'll be able to crack any job, or you'll be able to survive in this world easily. Okay, that's my thoughts.
Very quick one from my side. For you to crack interview, that's the first thing, right? That's the first goal that you'll have 2 years from now, 3 years from now. You definitely need to have some kind of an expertise in a technology. Don't be a jack of all trades, because that will not get you there. So try to identify which topic, which skill set you really want to be good at, and try to get hands-on exposure. Okay, that's number one. Number two, communication is all the more important now than before, primarily because the business environment has changed. You might have heard about hybrid working now, isn't it? Or work from homes, etc. All that, yeah. So back in my days, we were all working from before COVID, or even 10 years ago, let's say. We were all working from offices. We had that luxury of sitting next to each other and talking our local languages as well. All right. So, but later there came this agile model where everybody is exposed in a meeting. You have to go into a meeting every day in the morning and then talk about what you have done, what you're going to do on that day. All right. So the communication in English has become very important there. With COVID, with this work from home or a hybrid model coming in, you are no longer sitting next to the person you want to talk. You're always on a Teams call. It's like a Skype or other video conference mechanisms. So it's not easy when you're not having an eye-to-eye contact with them, or you're not, you don't have the same frequency, right? It takes some time. So the communication has become, the weightage has actually become more, as our HR friends have actually said here. So please make sure your communication skills are very good. Again, it's not about accent, it's not about vocabulary. It's about being able to express your thoughts very clearly. That has become a mandatory skill now. And even though if you exhibit very good technical skills or other skills, if your communication is not good, you'll probably not crack it.
You should start doing that from this age.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's so difficult. For me, if I have to, for myself, in my office also, I have my colleagues who speak in local language. I had to literally start imposing a fine. Somebody talks in the local language, they are fine. It could be anything.
I hope you have in the colleges, right?
You should start doing something, because that has to start from here.
Yeah.
That is when they can start, executing it when they get into the careers.
Yeah. Decent comment. Yeah.
It's difficult because you start working with both Indian companies, global organizations.
Exactly.
Global organizations doesn't understand our local language. So it's important. Communication is not only talking in English or vocabulary as said by my friends, but it is important how you express. Your body language is important. The eye contact is important, especially in the interviews. Eye contact is must. So every HR, I am there. I see the guys. So a lot of people, youngsters come with attitude. They come with attitude. They say that I have good skills, technical attitude, communication, everything. Why don't you hire me? So that shouldn't be the attitude. I can upfront reject them. I don't need a person like that. So it's important. There are few aspects which you should start learning when you're in the college. Not think that, okay, I can think about it in my 4th year or after I complete my graduation. No.
Okay, so thank you. And this is going to be the last question, and we're going to be opening the floor for the questions. The last, what I wanted to have, at least give one best tip for the students who are present here, for them to get a best job as their first graduation. What is that Like how, what is the best tip which you can give it to them?
Keep yourself upgraded, upskilled. So be flexible. You should be able to accept things. Adaptability and continuous learning are much important as when you ask me. Even today, with 20 years of experience in the industry, I still learn. It could be as simple as a formula in Excel or finding something big. But keeping yourself updated, upgraded, upskill, cross skill, if you want, that is one important thing you guys all should be open for.
I'll just summarize in 2 words. One is learn and unlearn. Whatever is not required, please unlearn. And you need to continuously learn and reinvent yourself. And the most important thing in any role which you need to survive and sustain is being agile. So, agile and learning, these are the two things which I would like to give inputs from my side.
Yeah, I think from my side, be open, embrace all the challenges, uh, accept and try to solve those challenges and then become more stronger. Okay, that's the recommendation I will give.
Yeah, keep updated with technology because you are CSE IT. All right, I'll continue. Oh, is it? Okay. I'm wearing a coat, so I'm okay. Okay, shall I continue? Oh, all right. Keep yourself up to date. As I said, there's a lot that will be coming in. Almost every year you'll probably hear new skills popping up, new tools popping up. And you'll keep hearing that this job will go away, this job, another set of jobs will come in. So keep yourself up to date and be very flexible. That's my only tip to you.
Thank you. Thanks, Lakshman. Thanks, Jitendra. Thanks, Prashant. So now, still do we have any questions? Still do we have? Yes? Okay. Yeah, few questions we can take up. Not many, probably very few questions. Yeah, and please mention your name and this question is intended for whom? Or for everybody? Yeah, please go ahead.
So, hello, and I'm Vanita, and I'm pursuing second year from CSE department. So, I wanted to ask the question for Dr. Lakshman Kumar sir. As you've mentioned that you are a member of Toastmaster, and even I am a member of Toastmaster. Currently, I'm a president of the club. So, I would like to ask a small question, which even we had a panel discussion with our district officers, as you can understand the term of district officers. We had a discussion with them in our XCOM meet. So the same question would like to ask you, what is the one thing that you think personally and even professionally which would help each and every student over here, not only here in any perspective, that only technical skill will lead to handle a job, or even their personal etiquettes that will lead to get into a job, or even entrepreneurship, anything might be.
Okay. How many of you understand what a group discussion is all about? I'm sure most of you understand, right? So in a group discussion, if I am a recruitment person, I have a cutoff. I want to take 10 people from this college for discussion's sake. And I see 500 people attending the exam. So what I do is, I filter the funnel. The first would be the technical layer out. That means about 200 will be done. The next set of is group discussion. Maybe, I'm just throwing an example. When you have lot of technical skills and when you don't have that right thought process or the platform to represent your skills, you are of no use to me, right? So if you want to really promote Toastmasters, Toastmasters is such a platform which will help you to leverage your skills. Even though my communication is good, I might have a tendency of fear of unknown. I cannot come on the stage and talk, or maybe I don't have the driving ability to lead people. So that platform you need to really encourage. And again, I always keep telling this in my company and other colleges which I went in the past is, don't give anything free. The moment you give the membership free, the seriousness will go down. Rather, we already had a collaboration where the company used to give 50% and we used to bear 50%. And other one is somebody who is performing very well or academically very good. For them, you give an opportunity for them to present themselves. So they will get that intuitiveness or a seriousness to go and perform. So again, to keep it very simple, if you want to showcase your ability to present, I think communication or representing yourself is very, very vital. Even though you might be a great stalwart in technology, unless you have an opportunity to present yourself, which is your other soft skills, I think you will have your own limitations to get that opportunity. Yeah.
So, not only having the abilities of getting a soft skills or etiquette, it's like how do personally how do the recruit the people based on what do in which basis that this recruits base
Okay.
recruit the people, that is what is my
The first thing is, how do you, suppose you go to a function, right? 200 people come to the function, but your eye will go to one person, right? Your eyes will go to one person, that could be a male or a female, is how they appear, right? The same way, your resume is your first reflection of your personality. How do you really write your resume? 80% of the times when I go for campus interview, one person will write a resume, rest all will copy paste. They only change the name. Sometimes, I have seen many times, the same hobbies will come in, the same project will come, the same problem statement also will come in. And apparently when both these people will pass the exam and come for interview, and there are many times where they really get messed up. So you need to have your own creativity. Now, I'm not sure how many of you really use ChatGPT. ChatGPT is again a generative AI. Most of us think that we know ChatGPT, but again, most of us don't know. It is like feeding yourself what do you really want. If I am very precise about what I want, it generates the information. So today, in less than 30 seconds, I can prepare your resume. But are we really using the platform? So technology keeps changing. It all depends upon once you have the platform. So you no longer need a skill to prepare your resume. All that you need is whatever you are preparing a resume, do you have the really enough preparation have you done to represent that in an interview or a discussion? So for that, you need to have your soft skills. Did I answer your question?
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
With that said, I urge each of you to actively participate and make your presence felt. Let your curiosity guide you and let your questions spark illuminating conversations. Together, let's embark on a journey of discovery and enlightenment. Thank you all. You can proceed.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Chaitra Sri. Proud to say that I'm the Vice President of Anurag Toastmasters. And my first question is, what are the essential skills that are needed? And thank you, sir, that was actually clarified. And my second question is, while the interviewers are taking the interview, or after the interview, there will be a discussion between the interviewers. On what basis the discussion would be, sir?
So again, it is again, say, if I am talking to you, I am talking to you what I know. Okay? If I am listening to you, I will understand what I don't know also. Same way, if both of them are interviewing, I am interviewing from my perspective and I have my thought process. But if I am interviewing another person taking help, I'll also understand that perspective. Usually, these days, I'm sure most of the companies have a combination of interviews. We are no longer having only one technical interview. We are also having a senior HR BP or a HR person also part of the interview. That way, you're also making some notes. So before even we sit in the discussion, we have a clear guidance and a cadence what each of us should evaluate. Suppose if my colleague is busy in evaluating a technical skill, I'll pose some questions which will also look at your soft skills, look at your problem solving skills, look at a skill which will also help you understand or help me understand how do you manage your emotions or stress. Once you are done, we will compile our scores. And again, there are many companies who don't declare the result on the same day because we also want to go back and stack rank. Some companies, we will wait until end of the day. Even though I select you first, I will not declare that you are select. I want to compare among the 10 people, where do you stand? That is where it is extremely important how you give your best. Again, there are many companies why they don't want to hire. Even Anurag University has 100 best quality people and I have 100 positions. I will not hire 100 people here because I want to get that diversity. Diversity doesn't mean that only gender. Diversity of thoughts, diversity of region, diversity of beliefs, diversity of age group. It plays a vital role in getting that thought process. So that thought process, when it comes and sits in the boardroom and in the project, it will be helpful to build a successful organization. Answer your question?
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Rachita from CSE first year. I want to know what is the key role of teamwork in IT sectors?
You actually answered your own question. You're saying key role and you're saying teamwork. Being a team member is key work. It's a key. It's important for you to work in a team. So as an individual, if you have some thoughts towards a problem solving or anything, so you have multiple people, so maybe you will try it in your own way, but then that might not succeed. So you will have to have a collaboration with the team members. They might come up with multiple thoughts, right? Together you might come up with a solution. So it is always important to be a team member. You might come up with your own thoughts, put it, but do a collaborative work. It is important. Because sometimes we don't know. We are humans. We are prone to do errors, prone to do mistakes. Of late, every typo, it's an error. So it's good to have or be a team member. It's important. One of the criteria when we do our appraisals, are you a team player? It is a criteria. So it is important. Yeah.
You watch cricket, right? Yeah. So how many of them will be all-rounders in that? 3 or 4 or 5, right? So everybody is master in one skill. Same way, when you are building a team, we cannot build an excellent team with all of them having all the traits. One of them might be good at one, and other person might be good at other person. Together, we are all working as one particular group. That is when we excel. So that is when a teamwork really makes a successful thing.
Yeah, just to add to them, right? So when you get into a job, okay, there will be a project, there will be a set of people, and there will be a project goal. It's not an individual goal. There will be a project goal, and then it will be divided into tasks, and it will be given to the team members based on the skill set they bring, okay, experience, skill set, etc. Now, everybody has to work together to achieve the project goal, otherwise the project will not get realized. It's as simple as that. Okay. As per a study, about 15 to 18% new recruits struggle working in a team because they probably can't take criticism. Okay, they have some, they don't get along with somebody else. So that is a challenge, definitely, in the projects. But I think it's a very pertinent point that you have raised. So you also need to hone up that skills and also be flexible, simple.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Kirti from CSE first year. My question is to all of you. What, according to you, is a perfect resume?
which really highlights your competency. It can be technology, it can be what your interests are, okay, what you can really bring onto the table. I think if that reflects on your resume, I think that's what we look for anybody in the resume. Okay, it can be technical skills, it can be projects, whatever you've done as part of your internships, okay, all those things.
Don't prepare lengthy resumes.
Just
Keep it reps short. You should speak more about you. Your resume should be clear, but you should be able to speak more.
You know what? Average time spent by a recruiter when he sees the resume, he or she. Any guess? Huh? 12 seconds. So that means when I'm actually going through that resume, I don't even look at 12 seconds also. First, what catches my attention is your professional summary. In your case, it could be objective. Then your technical skills, then your project. So keep it more visual, more data centric. Suppose somebody will write a lot of text on it. People will not go through. And now, today, a lot of applications have built, like people like the technology guys have built, and those are inbuilt with our platforms. We call it as ATS, Applicant Tracking System. So it gives you a definite score. That means whenever you upload your resume, it says that this resume is 82% match, 76% match. So it will give me in my top 10 list. So I'll first pick my top 10 list. Obviously, that means you need to showcase your skills, which are technical, which are soft skills, and that is where somebody like a Toastmaster, they should write what kind of projects I have completed, what kind of accomplishments, what kind of seminars I have been. Make it 1.5 page or maximum 2 page. Don't need to give all your, I am like cooking, I like hobbies. Not needed at all. Keep it very simple and use your professional networks like LinkedIn if you have, give a reference over there. And also make sure your LinkedIn profile is also very, I would not use the word lucrative, but very professional. That way it catches attention of the individual.
So just to add, right, again, touching back to the point that you mentioned, your, don't share your profiles among your friends. They may be very good friends, okay? But you prepare a very good resume, all right? Get it reviewed by somebody, maybe your friends, brothers, etc., all that in the company. Don't just share it to everybody because then it will become generic again. Correct?
So the one who copied from you will get a job.
Of course, that end of the day, that will only happen because he has more potential because he acquired a lot of talent from all the people.
Plus, you should have something different, okay, which is again called a USP, right? I mean, if you have developed, which year are you in, first or second? First year, okay. Maybe in your second, third, fourth years, you would be exposed to doing some application development, right? I don't know, maybe you have some Android app developments, etc., all that. If you have done something that is not just based on curriculum, but something even outside of it, right? Stick it out there. Because everybody else will be putting in whatever is there in the curriculum, whatever they are told. Okay? That's what was being told earlier when it said it has to stand out. And it has to be at the top. It cannot be somewhere at the bottom or the middle. All right? Don't write lengthy statements. Don't write stories there. Because just like Generation Z, even our HRs have lost patience in looking at those resumes.
We don't look
They
at
spend
I'm
few
telling you,
seconds
right?
on it.
Now you only look at the score that is coming from the AI build.
Yeah, we also became smart, so we also use technology.
And whichever is not relevant and not true, what you are not aware of, don't write in the resume. Sometimes what happens is when you copy the resume, when I ask something about the resume, they do not be able to open even the word about it. So whatever you are writing, stay relevant and keep it concise and clear. That's what the feedback I have.
Yeah, don't fake it. That is very important because we have seen a lot of candidates who just write it because it stands out, okay? And if you answer many other questions and not this, the impression is different already, okay?
Any other questions?
Sir,
Where?
good afternoon, panelists. I'm Shraddha. I'm from CSE second year. So first of all, thank you all for your time and all the great, amazing insight you have given us. One point that stood out is you are mentioning that soft skills as well as technical skills have equal weightage. So personal issue which I think most of us faces, we have professional disagreements. Like there's a difference of opinion and we don't know the right way to, tackle it. So what would be your, point of view to reach that? Like we are in a professional course, when we reach the interview phase or after the interview phase, even in our job environments, we'll obviously have difference of opinions. And how do you advise us to, tackle that in a most proper professional way?
First thing is you have to understand that disagreements is not a bad thing. All right? If two people have the exact same opinions all the time, then we only need one of them. Simple. I don't need the other. Because that person is not giving a different idea. That person is not helping in building a conversation to happen, right? So disagreements are good, as long as you don't use abusive words or you don't hurt the other person. Always welcome. So please build that in your mind, okay? If somebody is not aligning with your thoughts, or if somebody says, no, I have a different opinion, you listen. It's okay if you agree or disagree, okay? So when you do not align finally, let's say that you still don't agree with the other person, then there's a statement called I agree to disagree, and we'll close the conversation there. No hard feelings. You don't need to become from friends to foes. No need to get emotional. That's where the difference is, in a professional setup. You have to take out all the emotions and just get on with the work.
And you should be prepared to handle the disagreement because that will be the future. It will continue. It will continue your personal life. It will continue your professional life. It will continue your student life. These are part of the life. Only thing is you need to know when to stand out, and does it really make my time fruitful to even argue with a person who don't understand the perspective. I think that's where it makes it important.
We have those, just one more point. We have these disagreements every day in almost every discussion, all right? And then with my colleagues, let's say. And then right after the discussion, we come out of the meeting room and we go for a tea together and talk about politics, movies, etc. Correct? So you have to keep it that way.
How many of you know the word empathy? Okay. So any disagreements, I think, which is a natural thing, okay? But if you have that empathy is thinking from opposite person's shoes. Okay, why that person has have a different opinion. So if you understand it, it is easily, we can come to a common consensus, okay, in solving some problem. Different opinions will have, obviously, to solve some problem or to tell our opinion. So to come to a common opinion, I think if you are empathetic towards the person who has a different opinion, I think you'll be able to understand his point of view, and then you will have your point of view, and then you can come to a common consensus. So remember this word empathy, okay, to overcome that issue. Yesterday you spent 1 2 hours in writing all those questions. Okay. Just kidding, man.
Sir, you have told that around 32% of the people have moved out from their jobs because of criticism. Can you share a real life incident and how you faced it? About criticism.
No, what was the question?
30% people have moved out or not grown because of criticism.
Yeah. Again, I would slightly correlate this. Criticism is one aspect, and second one is not able to understand what to do next. I'm sure you understand what is POSH, right? POSH, P-O-S-H. What is POSH? Huh? Okay. In your word, it is attitude, but in the corporate life, it is nothing but prevention of sexual harassment. Okay. Most of them go through the phase of being eliminated or maybe being disrespected. Sometimes it happens physical harassment. I think this is one of the topics which you also need to put in your academics curriculum, or maybe enable especially the third semester, third year or fourth year students when they come out of the colleges. So what happens with the criticism is, it is sometimes it also leads to harassment. So criticism means I'll not give an opportunity for you to perform your job, or I am partial to someone else. That will lead a kind of dissatisfaction, your moral will go low. So earlier people were living with that where they didn't had an option or they didn't had a platform to convey. But today this external world has been changing in the business model. So HR is no more a support function. It's a solution or an enabler, and that role is so critical that they work and partner with business so closely. So that criticism also is no longer a subject because they are given opportunity for them to really open up what they are going through. Every HR business partner will have a set of people. If an organization is 500 people, you will have at least 4 to 5 business HR partners. That means 1:100 or 1:80. So these are the people who actually spend a lot of time in understanding what are the employee problems. And sometimes they conduct a meeting like, if Lavanya wants to know what is happening in my team, there will be a review without my consent. And they also will talk to my boss, or maybe like it's a kind of a discussion which will help them understand what is happening. And you also have a policy or a kind of a mechanism where you can report, like it's called as whistleblowing, or even any kind of grievance we can go and report. So that way, most of them, I will not say 100% we can arrest, but there's a lot of things. And again, other aspect is criticism is individually, how strong are you and how mentally balanced are you to handle, because that is quite common. Even in your own college life, as you move on, the first year friend may not be the second year friend, the second year friend may not be second friend to third year or fourth year. You have difference of ideologies. As long as you take the difference in ideology, you will grow. The moment it goes into heart, either you suffer or your ego will come up. So you need to keep a balance, what is really needed. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah, so you wanted to know about criticism.
It would be better if you share your own experience.
Okay.
Like how
So
you faced and
it's, see,
like how you overcame.
the fresh grads, especially when they come to college. So we know, see, as an HR, we might have the inputs from the your training managers or your like line managers. So probably, so we know your abilities. Sometimes what we call it as a positive criticism, right? Okay, this person, yeah, if we challenge, he'll be able to do this. Okay, so if we got to that point, what we'll say, hey, you can't do this. You can't do, you just can't do this simple task. What are you up to? Because that criticism, it's not a criticism. Basically, to make you understand you can do this and you will be able to do this. So instead of like taking it to the positive, people think, okay, my HR said, I am unable to do this, I can't do this. Is that the way? Is that a positive attitude that what you should have? So among your friends, if someone said that, hey, you can't do this, but you'll challenge them, right? I will do, I'll prove. Yes? Similar. It's not that something apart from the college or from the organization. The same positive criticism. So people were like of late, they were unable to take it. If their manager or the HR say anything, something related to their work, they are thinking that they are like they have been criticized. They have been like told something different, what they can't hear. They're feeling and then they're leaving the jobs. Nothing apart from that.
Okay. Hi. Okay. So just to correct your question, right? So if my understanding is correct, it's not 30% dropouts because of criticism, but it is 30% of people do not grow because of they can't take criticism. Okay, but it's a very valid point. Okay, criticism is like, somebody gives a feedback, and there is a term called constructive criticism. Okay, it's like, you did it very bad, or you said these are the areas you can actually grow or improve yourself so that next time you can actually do it better. This is constructive criticism, right? The other one is actually criticism in a negative tone, all right? So in a professional setup, right, when a feedback is a definitive process, okay, built in. But every year you will have an appraisal, or every 6 months, 3 months, depending on the company. So that feedback comes in, and that is where when the feedback is provided, first thing is whoever is providing the feedback has to do it in a constructive way. But whoever is taking that feedback also should see it in a positive way. All right? So unless you are receptive to that feedback, most of the occasions your feedback is given based on how you have performed. Okay? And there can be a discussion, etc. But if you are not ready to accept that feedback, then that is where the challenge is. That is where you will not listen, or you will probably not improve on those areas which are provided as feedback and do not grow. That is where this 30% is coming in. Okay. And the real life experience, yes, of course. We have, all of us get feedback, okay, when, even now, right, even all of us will actually go through our own appraisal cycles, right? We get feedback every time, all right? So we get areas of improvement. It's not that, we are already gods, right? So I have some areas of improvement that my boss gives me. Okay, so only if I take it positively, I'll be able to continue and move further. Otherwise, I'll be doing something else, correct?
One last question. One.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Bhargav. I'm a first year from CSE. So far, all the questions have been regarding to after graduation jobs, and I'd like to ask a small question regarding, as you know, in corporate hiring and off-campus hiring, they pay a lot of attention to the experience you've had, or to be honest, internships exactly. So, as all of you are from companies and HRs and managers and such, what would, how would you, you tell us to approach you? Is it through the internships you take like sometime during the year, or do you want us to cold approach you on LinkedIn or else areas? And like, how do we stand out from the rest of the people applying for internships?
Again, internships, it is not the same trend or the graph which we had seen a few years ago. Unfortunately, after COVID, most of the workforce has been still on a hybrid mode, frankly. So I would rather say that percentage has gone down what we used to have at one point of time. But again, when you want to really seek internships, there are some open platforms like Internshala is one opportunity where you can get an open opportunity. And second thing is, that is where your college or university plays a vital role in collaborating with industry. So today, I'm coming to this university for the first time. So I heard about what is this college. So when next time when I need an intern for my team or from my peer group, I would go and say, hey, why don't you go and try? I found some good students. So it all happens with the collaboration and the industry connect. So industry connect is also very important. And for an individual, you have your own platform. So LinkedIn is one more platform where you can stay up to date. And you also need to start following people. So LinkedIn is another good platform where once you start following the person, you get their post, and that person when they like, it's a chain network, right? So the moment you start building network, you get a kind of lot of insights of what is happening. It could be technology, it could be people, it could be company. So there are land of opportunities. So, but the easy and the best way is to put pressure back on your placement officer for internships.
As an HR, if I have to look at it, I would want an individual, what is that he has done different? See, you should think that, okay, I know a lot, probably I can do a lot. So why don't, instead of me chasing the companies, why don't companies chase me? Do something different. Then automatically we come to you. Start being more innovative, more creative. So do something which you can put it on your page or anything. LinkedIn's, wherever it is, and we do it. So for example, when I was interviewing one of our fresh grads, he has come up to me when I was interviewing. I asked him one simple question: why should I hire you? How are you different from other fresh grads? All of you are graduates, and what is that you stand out? He literally pulled out his own sites. He has created some websites. It's a user interface, just an interface. He said, ma'am, I just started this, which none other my students or my friends have done it, but I have done this. This is out of my own interest. So yes, somebody who's interested in developing themselves is where I would also want to look at it, because I need to put less time, efforts and everything to train him more. He's already ready to start for me, right? So that is when I would definitely look at it. So start thinking differently, how you can be different. So that, instead of you chasing us, we chase you. Did you get the difference?
Yes, ma'am.
You should start thinking it that way.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, yeah. Continuing to the Lavanya's whatever inputs. So there was one college which we have visited in the Machilipatnam. The student, he said, he was asking a question: what is that percentage, cut-off percentage in your company to get hired? I said, okay, 60%. Yeah, but he said, sir, I have only 50%. Then what? He asked this question with the intent of, then he started telling his story. So though I have 50%, I found a way to get an income. There is something which he was showing on there is an offering from Amazon which he found. There's a part-time work that is being there in the Amazon website, which was fetching him in about monthly 5 to 7,000 rupees. He did his research. It was he himself showed it the way to other students who are the poor students who are in need of money. He has shown that. Okay, I asked him to show how did you do this. He was able to showcase all those what he did. It's not that he doesn't have the knowledge, but he was able to found that lead. See, that is where he made himself unique among all those students. He was able to survive himself, and he was able to a direction for the other students. Some of the cases are like this, where another guy wanted to start an entrepreneurship. Sir, I don't want to do job. I just wanted to become an entrepreneur. Hey, what is that skill you have? Sir, I'm an automobile engineer, so I know how to do differently the servicing, the fixation of some of the automobile parts. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Now, one fine day he called me after a year. Sir, I have started my garage. I went to government, approached. I have obtained a loan, small MSME kind of loan. So my college people supported. Then I started a garage. Please visit, sir. These kind of the things which are going to encourage us. They are going to encourage us. We have come here. Tomorrow, any one of you call us, sir, this is where we are. Yes, we are very happy. The intent of coming here all the way is for that only. When we meet you, we are happy. We are very happy. Today, we have spent some time here with you. The reason is that. So with this, I just wanted to conclude. Maybe I thank you once again, Anurag University, for giving us this opportunity.
Now I request the students to give the feedback for this wonderful session.
Good afternoon, sir. For the first time, I am attending this panel discussion. This was very effective and about corporate hiring. I hope most of the students are clear with the common doubts about essential skills that are required, about resume, and also the word which is relevant to us is empathy, which is looking through other shoes. That was really effective, sir. Thank you so much for your wonderful time. Thank you, sir.
So yeah, good morning everyone. So the panel. Okay, good afternoon. So yeah, this is Aishwarya from CSE first year. So I would like to thank my dean sirs and all the professors who are there for encouraging like what to tell for bringing the more ideas like the inside talking about the corporate elements, so like how they'll hire and like clearing our doubts. So in this university the our professors and the deans are they are encouraging us in many things. So I participated in an event named Knock It Short and I was the runner up. So so yeah, we want many things panel discussions and more things to go on. And yeah, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Now I request Dr. G. Vishnamurthy Sir, Dean CSE, to address the gathering and felicitate the chief guest of today's event.
Very good afternoon to all. Let me begin by thanking the eminent, insightful leaders who has taken part of today's panel discussion, for taking out their time, for helping you people to build purposeful careers. The Anurag University, even though having a very small journey of 2 decades, has become vibrant by taking the opinions, diversified opinions of the people for the welfare of student community. There are 8 institutions in the same route from Bodupal to Gadkesar. 20 years back, almost all the institutions, the status was same. But the kind of transformation this institution had shows how vibrant this campus is. Why I'm telling all this to you is because after pandemic, there is a sudden, what the word I need to use, drop. Because the campus is very good. We have very committed teachers because the turnover ratio is, the staff turnover ratio is less than 10%. 90% from last 20 years we had those who are with this institution. Very committed staff, upgrading themselves not only in technology wise, pedagogy wise also. We have good training placement office because most of the panel members sitting on that, they visited the campus for recruitment drives also. We have good alumni students who are part of various companies. But still, the percentage of taking advantage of all this is very less. Is the big worry which made us to start this panel discussion from the first and second year students level onwards. Because normally we used to do this only for pre-final year students. But now, because even in your discussion also you identified the one of the focused area to be attitude. So that we are also becoming victim for that. We never come across a small example. We never come across a student saying, I don't need classes, don't conduct a training. We are having now such kind of students also. But I understood after listening, he explained at the beginning, this generation is different, so we have to be different. But at the same time, my perspective is little different from you. You all belongs to Z generation, but your parents are not. Most of the time, the parents whom they come and interact with us with lot of inspirations. Majority of them are not capable of paying this fee structure and all, sir. But still, to give good education to the wards, they joined here. I don't know, somewhere the students are forgetting, neglecting that part. Okay? And whatever the discussions you had so far from the insightful leaders, we had few initiatives which will help you to progress yourself in that direction. This is all with their inputs. It is something like we had a visit to Deloitte, sir, maybe 11 years back. We met the talent director there. So he asked, give some indicators that we can come and recruit your students. So we said, so and so certifications, this many students, this is the average result and all. Then he told, what about their communications? Then we said, how we can say about communications? So until unless the students are good in communication, teamwork and all, the delight cannot come. We need something in that direction also. Then we have taken his further, because on the day he was busy with some meeting and all, later we have taken time and we have spent some time to understand what they are looking at. Then he has told two things, Toastmaster and the BEC certification, British English Council certification. Then we started that two initiatives in the campus. There are many technical clubs, professional chapters. These are all only to make you to get connect. The missing point seriously here is you are not getting connect. There are many opportunities lying in the campus itself. So which most of the institutions, they don't have these facilities. But when compared, you are also not taking the advantage of these facilities is only our worry. So to add little more seriousness to that, we are bringing the insightful leaders like this because somebody told in recent capacity enhancement program at IIM Indore. So if something has to be strongly conveyed 7 times, it has to be conveyed to the opponent person. So we decided to have 7 panel discussions by the time the people get into 3-1. Okay, this is the first one. Okay. So not 7 panels for you. Okay. So every panel, this audience will be different, but at the same time, to give the advantage of, not to miss the advantage of this, we are live streaming this, and that link will be shared to the other students who are serious about, they can listen to it. But my sincere request to all, don't, whatever the new terms that you have come to know, because somebody talked about resume preparation. If you start thinking about you have to prepare a good resume, it solves all the problems. Because you need to know what are all need to be there in the resume. Okay? And somebody told to get an internship, no need to wait up to 4th year. There are students in the 1st year now doing internship, because the beauty for computer science is most of the internships are virtual. And there are companies, startups who are allowing you to report only twice in a month. Okay? So you can take up, no need to wait by saying our curriculum says internship is only in 4th year, 1st semester, no need to do. No. So you can do any number of internships. And the another advantage which you are supposed to, because the speakers mentioned that point many times, parallel skilling beyond the classroom is also very important. You have that advantage. And few points from our side to the panel members is, sir, we are trying to make the curriculum state of the art, because being a university, we have that flexibility. We are bringing the internship, even the new curriculum which we are proposing now for 2024 had a credit for hackathon. So you can think how innovatively we would like to go for offering this. And we have understood the importance of soft skill. We had 4 to 6 courses in their curriculum focused on various aspects of the soft skill. Part of it also includes resume preparation, resume building. We are very open to work with the industry, sir. Co-teach, co-curation, co-content development. If you want to lead us, faculty development program, student internship, student visit to campus, anything is possible. So open invitation from Anurag University to you, how best your experience can help the next generation to build their careers better. So let me conclude. Please, whatever the value points they have shared with you, please put that into implementation. Okay, after eating lunch, don't forget that. Put into implementation. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable insights. Now I request Dr. G. Vishnamurthy, sir, to felicitate the guests. Guys, 1 second. There is a small note